Dr. Tressie McMillan Cottom.
Hi, Trevor. How
Dr.
are you this
Genius,
evening?
how are you? I feel like that should be your title from now on, Dr. Genius. If I work for those titles, forget my name. I am Dr. Genius, and that's all you shall refer to me as. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much. It's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
It has been a crazy, 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 crazy ride. What do you make of everything that we've seen so far? I mean, obviously results are still coming in, but it's been an interesting year where, Trump is winning more black men than Republicans before
hmm
him, and the vote seems to be swinging in a strange direction. Hispanic voters going for Trump. What do you make of everything that we're seeing?
Well, so far tonight it's going mighty whitely, and I think that's how many of us expected it to go. Uh, for all of the impressive get out the vote that happened on the Democrat side, which I do think we will continue to see the fruits of over the next couple of days, the fact remains that we are not going to see a clear repudiation of Donald Trump by the Republican Party. And that means something. That means that no matter who wins today, tomorrow, next week, whenever this thing finally ends, we are still living in the United States of America where 40 to 45% of the population thinks Donald Trump has been doing a really good job. And that's going to be really difficult to govern no matter who is elected. In many ways, Donald Trump has made a mess that only Donald Trump can clean up. And that's kind of terrifying.
It really is strange because, like, on my side, I sometimes believe that I think America is like all hope is lost for America. But then there are times when I think if you only have a two-party system, doesn't it mean that inevitably you're going to have people voting for one of two parties because some of their issues are going to be on one side, some of them are going to be on the other? Like, do you think there's ever going to be a time when America isn't split down the middle?
No. Uh, the only thing that can happen, we're not actually split down the middle when you look at the popular vote. Actually, people in this country, despite what shows up in the polls, agree more on some of the big things than they disagree. What happens is that the way the Electoral College, of course, appropriate votes makes it look like we're split half and half. It's really just a very vocal, not quite, small minority. It's a sizable minority, but there is a significant part of the population that just has an outsized influence on who is elected relative to their actual size.
Hmm.
And then there is this really complicit sort of mushy middle that just doesn't see a significant difference between either parties or either candidates.
Hmm.
And because they don't see a significant difference, they tend to go along with the flow. And right now, that's the most vocal, virulent part of the voting population. And that's the Republicans for whom being a Republican has become their identity. So, what the Electoral College allows to happen is that there are voters who vote Democratic or Republican. They become a Democrat or Republican for 6 months every couple of years.
Hmm.
But then there are people who singularly identify with their party. And on the right, that is a much stronger impulse than it is on the left. And those are the people who end up driving the narrative and makes it seem as if it's inevitable that there will always be this sort of, evenly divided conflict about all of the things that matter. And it's not exactly true. It's allowed to be true because of how we elect people in this country.
Right. It feels like I mean, a lot of the information is skewed, but sometimes it feels like that has a self-fulfilling prophecy effect to
It
it, you
does.
know?
Yep.
One of those things has been black men voting in larger numbers for Donald Trump, black women staying consistent. As a sociologist, do you have any idea of why this is? Like, what could it possibly be about Donald Trump that more black men than usual go like, yeah, I'm going to go with him?
Man, cocaine is a hell of a drug. I think that I think there is, for all that we talk about race in this country, and it is significant and it matters, and for all that we talk about class, it is significant and it matters. What we have learned is that gender also matters. And there has always been a conservative streak or impulse in the African American community. It gets drowned out by our shared oppression relative to white people. But there has always been a conservatism that runs parallel to what is just frankly patriarchal impulses. And I think one of the things that you see is that there's been enough time that has passed between the civil rights movement and today's, especially young or young middle aged African American male voter, that they think they can actually vote their class interests separate from their race interests, when really what they're doing is voting their gender interests. They are attracted to the same thing that a lot of Cuban American voters are in Florida, that white rural voters are attracted to in Idaho. They are attracted to the presentation of masculine strength in Donald Trump. Despite what the rest of us may think Donald Trump looks like, his bluster looks like strength and masculinity to a lot of people. And I just think there are a significant number of Black male voters right now who feel like that strength is an indicator of what might be possible for them under a President Trump. And our historical memory is so short, they don't realize that's a mirage.
Well, I can tell you this. I will hope to talk to you again after this election has been fully done. I hope we get to sit together in person once the pandemic is over, and hopefully you can help me make sense of all of the craziness that's happening right now in the United States. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Trevor. Thank you.